Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today, we dive deep into one such piece of history, the United States of America 1941 D Mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln Wheat Penny. This is not just a penny. It is a witness to time, a symbol of resilience, and for collectors, a coin filled with fascination, rarity, and powerful stories. In this video, we will explore the history, design, mint mark significance, condition factors, rare characteristics, and the reason why this single-cent coin continues to attract attention decades later. Stay with me till the end, because the true worth of this legendary penny will be revealed only in the final moments. The historical backdrop of 1941. The year 1941 stands as a turning point in American history. The United States was emerging from the Great Depression and preparing for involvement in the Second World War. Industrial production was rising, employment was improving, and the American economy was shifting into high gear. Coins minted during this year circulated heavily, passing through grocery stores, gas stations, factories, and homes. The Lincoln Wheat Penny of 1941 reflects this moment perfectly. It was produced before the dramatic wartime changes to coin materials, making it one of the last pennies of the early war era made primarily from copper. This gives the 1941 penny a special place in numismatic history. Understanding the D Mint mark, the small letter D beneath the date tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint was known for producing strong, well-struck coins, often with sharper details than some other mints of the era. Coins from Denver were made to meet the massive demand for circulating money as the economy expanded. The mint mark is not just a letter. It is a fingerprint. It tells collectors where the coin was born and adds an extra layer of identity. The 1941 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is especially admired for its balance between availability and collectible appeal, making it a favorite among both beginner and advanced collectors. Design that never gets old. On the front of the coin, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's calm yet determined expression captures the spirit of leadership and unity. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date frame the portrait beautifully. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the classic wheat ears design, symbolizing prosperity and growth. The words "1 cent" and "United States of America" sit proudly between the wheat stalks. This design was used for decades, and the 1941 D penny represents it at a time when America was redefining itself. The metal and feel of the seal in the 1941 D wheat penny is composed primarily of copper, giving it a warm, rich tone that collectors love. Over time, these coins can develop different surface colors, ranging from bright red to deep brown, depending on how they were stored and handled. When you hold this coin, it has a satisfying weight and texture. It feels solid, historic, and authentic. Unlike modern zinc-based pennies, this older coin carries a sense of durability and craftsmanship that many people instantly notice. Condition and why its condition plays a major role in how collectors view the 1941 D Lincoln Wheat Penny. Coins that circulated heavily often show wear on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and the wheat ears on the reverse. However, examples that were saved early or stored carefully can retain sharp details and strong surfaces. Collectors closely examine luster, strike quality, and surface marks. Even small differences in condition can make a dramatic impact on desirability. A coin with original shine, clean surfaces, and crisp details stands out immediately among others from the same year. Rare characteristics and collector interest. While the 1941 D penny is not famous for massive minting mistakes, collectors still search carefully for unusual characteristics. Minor variations in strike strength, die wear, or alignment can add intrigue. Some coins show exceptionally strong details, while others reflect the intense production demands of the era. Collectors also value coins with strong eye appeal. A beautifully preserved 1941 D wheat penny can become a centerpiece in a collection, not because it is flashy, but because it represents excellence in preservation and history. Why this penny still matters. Why in a world of digital money and cashless transactions, a 1 cent coin from 1941 might seem insignificant at first glance. But for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts, this penny represents far more than its face value. It tells the story of a nation preparing for global conflict, of everyday Americans spending and saving during uncertain times, and of craftsmanship that has stood the test of decades. Each scratch, tone, and detail adds to its narrative. For many collectors, owning a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny is about connection. It is about holding a piece of the past and appreciating how something so small can carry such a powerful story. Final thoughts: the worth beyond metal. As we reach the end of this journey, remember that coins are more than metal discs. They are storytellers. The United States of America 1941 mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln wheat penny is a quiet witness to history, economy, and culture. We are going on a deep journey into this remarkable piece of American numismatic history, uncovering why collectors around the world continue to search for it, admire it, and treasure it. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will see this humble coin in a completely new light, setting the historical stage. The year 1950 was a turning point in American history. The Second World War had ended only a few years earlier, and the United States was stepping into a new role as a global leader. Factories were booming, families were growing, and optimism filled the air. Everyday objects from this time tell powerful stories, and coins are among the most honest storytellers of all. The Lincoln wheat penny minted in 1950 reflects the spirit of a nation rebuilding, expanding, and dreaming of a brighter future. This penny was minted at a time when pocket change still mattered deeply. People used coins daily for newspapers, candy, bus rides, and phone calls. Each cent passed through countless hands, silently witnessing the rhythm of American life. The 1950 wheat penny is a true survivor of that era. The meaning behind the D mint mark: the small letter D on this coin represents the Denver Mint, one of the most important minting facilities in the United States. Coins produced in Denver were known for their strong strikes and consistent quality. During 1950, the Denver Mint played a vital role in meeting the nation's demand for circulating coinage. For collectors, the mint mark is not just a letter. It is an identity. The D mint mark connects this penny to the American West, to a facility that helped supply coins across a growing nation. When you see that tiny D beneath the date, you are looking at a signature of American craftsmanship and industrial strength, design that speaks across generations. The Lincoln wheat penny design is one of the most beloved in American coinage. On the front, we see the dignified profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity, perseverance, and freedom. His presence on the penny reminds us of the values that shaped the nation. On the reverse side, two simple wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. These wheat ears symbolize growth, agriculture, and abundance. In 1950, this imagery still resonated strongly with Americans, many of whom remembered farming traditions or wartime rationing. The design is elegant, balanced, and deeply symbolic, making the coin timeless in appearance. Why collectors care about the 1950 wheat penny? Collectors are drawn to this coin for many reasons. First, it represents the final decade of the wheat penny series, which ended in 1958. That alone gives it historical importance. Second, it was minted during a period when quality and consistency mattered, making well-preserved examples especially desirable. The 1950 wheat penny is also popular because it bridges two worlds. It belongs to the classic era of American coinage while still being modern enough to feel familiar. This combination creates emotional appeal. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are preserving a moment in time. Condition and preservation: one of the most important factors in the worth of any coin is its condition. Over decades of circulation, many pennies were worn down, scratched, or damaged. Finding a 1950 wheat penny with strong details, clean surfaces, and original color is increasingly difficult. Collectors pay close attention to Lincoln's facial features, the sharpness of the wheat stalks, and the overall eye appeal of the coin. A well-preserved example tells a clearer story. It looks closer to how it did the day it left the Denver Mint, shining with promise and purpose. The emotional connection: coins like this penny hold emotional value that goes beyond numbers. Many collectors remember sorting through jars of coins with parents or grandparents, hoping to find a wheat penny. The excitement of discovering one creates lifelong memories. The 1950 wheat penny often sparks nostalgia. It reminds people of a simpler time, when a single cent had real purchasing power and every coin felt important. This emotional connection fuels demand and keeps interest alive generation after generation. A silent witness to American life. Think about where this coin may have traveled. It could have paid for a loaf of bread, been dropped into a jukebox, or saved in a child's piggy bank. It might have crossed state lines, passed through countless wallets, and survived major cultural shifts. Every scratch and mark tells a story. Each one represents a moment in American life. That is why collectors see this penny not just as currency, but as a historical artifact, modern interest and lasting appeal. Even today, the Lincoln Wheat penny continues to capture attention. Social media, online auctions, and collector communities have introduced a new generation to classic coins. The 1950 wheat penny stands out as a symbol of enduring value and American heritage. Collectors appreciate its balance of history, design, and availability. It is rare enough to be special, yet familiar enough to feel personal. This balance keeps demand strong and interest growing. Final thoughts. The United States of America 1950 mint mark 1 cent Lincoln Wheat penny is more than copper and zinc. It is a connection to the past, a reminder of national growth, and a cherished piece of American history. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just discovering the world of coins, this penny represents the beauty of small things carrying big stories. We are diving deep into the story, meaning, and collector fascination surrounding this remarkable wheat penny, a coin that quietly continues to capture attention decades after it left the mint. The year 1952 was a turning point for the United States. World War II was over, but its echoes still shaped everyday life. Factories that once produced weapons now produced cars, appliances, and consumer goods. Families were growing, suburbs were expanding, and the American dream felt closer than ever. In the middle of this transformation, the humble 1-cent coin played a vital role. It passed through countless hands, bought newspapers, paid for candy, and rested in the pockets of workers, students, and soldiers returning home. The Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, was one of the key facilities responsible for striking coins during this era. Coins minted there often had subtle differences in strike quality, detail, and character that collectors study closely today. The 1952 wheat penny is a perfect example of how a simple object can reflect an entire moment in time. At first glance, the design of the Lincoln Wheat penny feels familiar, yet deeply symbolic. On the obverse side, we see Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His portrait represents unity, perseverance, and freedom. Introduced in 1909, this design was revolutionary. It was the first time a real historical figure appeared on a regularly circulating American coin. By 1952, Lincoln's image had already become a powerful national symbol, reminding Americans of sacrifice and moral strength. On the reverse side, two wheat stalks frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. The wheat ears symbolize abundance, prosperity, and agricultural strength. They speak to a nation rooted in hard labor and self-reliance. Even in an age of growing industry, these wheat stalks reminded Americans of their connection to the land. The small D mint mark beneath the date may seem insignificant, but to collectors, it tells an important story. The Denver Mint was known for producing large quantities of coins, yet quality varied depending on equipment, pressure, and planchet condition. Some 1952 wheat pennies show strong details and crisp lines, while others appear softer or less defined. This variation makes each coin unique. Collectors carefully examine the lettering, Lincoln's hair detail, and the wheat stalks to assess strike quality. Even the smallest differences can influence desirability. That is why this particular wheat penny continues to inspire careful study and discussion among coin enthusiasts. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny was struck primarily from copper, giving it that warm reddish-brown tone collectors love. Over time, these coins naturally aged, developing shades that range from bright red to deep chocolate brown. Each tone tells a story of where the coin has been and how it was stored. Holding this coin today connects you physically to the past. It has a certain weight, a familiar smooth edge, and a sound that modern coins simply do not replicate. That sensory experience is one reason why wheat pennies remain so beloved in the numismatic world. When this coin entered circulation, it was never meant to be rare or valuable. It was meant to work. It moved from cash registers to kitchen jars, from wallets to piggy banks. Children saved them. Adults spent them without a second thought. Some were lost, some were worn smooth, and some were quietly set aside, forgotten in drawers and boxes. Decades later, those forgotten coins have become time capsules. Each scratch, each worn detail, reflects years of use. Collectors today often imagine where a specific coin might have traveled, what it might have purchased, and whose hands it passed through. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. The 1952 wheat penny can be found in many grades, from heavily worn examples to beautifully preserved specimens. Coins with sharper details, original luster, and minimal marks naturally attract more attention. Professional grading services evaluate these coins carefully, assigning grades that help collectors understand quality and rarity. Even within the same year and mint, two coins can tell completely different stories based on how they survived the decade. So why does the 1952 wheat penny still matter today? The answer lies in its balance of history, design, and accessibility. It represents a stable, hopeful period in American history. It carries the image of one of the nation's most respected leaders. And it reminds us that even the smallest denomination can hold immense cultural value. For many collectors, this coin is a gateway into numismatics. It sparks curiosity, encourages learning, and builds appreciation for craftsmanship and history. For others, it is a nostalgic reminder of childhood or family traditions of saving coins. In a world dominated by digital transactions and virtual value, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny stands as a quiet reminder of tangible history. It does not flash or demand attention. Instead, it invites closer inspection, thoughtful reflection, and respect for the past. Today we are going on a fascinating journey through American history, metal, mystery, and value, all wrapped into one small copper coin that many people have held without ever realizing its true story. This video is all about the United States of America 1958 mint Mark 1 cent Lincoln wheat penny. A coin that may look simple at first glance, but carries with it decades of history, craftsmanship, and collector interest. So sit back, relax, and let this story unfold as we explore why this humble penny continues to capture attention even today. The Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most iconic coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a circulating American coin. By the time 1958 arrived, the wheat penny design was nearing the end of its long and memorable run. This makes the 1958 issue especially meaningful, as it represents the closing chapter of an era that had already become legendary among collectors. Now let us focus on the mint mark. The D mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing strong, well-detailed coins. Denver Mint pennies from this period are often admired for their sharp strikes and consistent quality. When you find a 1958 wheat penny with a clear D mint mark, you are holding a piece of craftsmanship that reflects the pride and precision of mid-20th century American minting. The obverse side of the coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing to the right. His expression is calm and dignified, symbolizing unity, leadership, and perseverance. The word liberty appears to the left, while the date 1958 is placed to the right. Beneath the date sits the small but important D mint mark, quietly signaling where this coin was born. The motto "In God We Trust" arches above Lincoln's head, reinforcing the values that the nation held close during that time. Turning the coin over reveals the classic wheat reverse design that collectors love so deeply. Two wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum displayed at the top. The wheat stalks represent prosperity, growth, and agricultural strength, reflecting the backbone of America during the early and mid-1900s. This design connects the coin not only to money, but to the daily lives of the people who used it. What makes the 1958 D wheat penny particularly interesting is its historical position. This was the final year the wheat reverse was used. Soon after, the design would change to the Lincoln Memorial, closing the door on nearly half a century of wheat pennies. Because of this, many collectors see 1958 as a sentimental farewell to a beloved design, making coins from this year especially desirable. Condition plays a huge role in determining the worth of any collectible coin. While millions of these pennies were minted and circulated, finding one in excellent condition is a completely different story. Coins that have survived without heavy wear, scratches, or discoloration are far more appealing to collectors. A well-preserved 1958 wheat penny with strong details and original luster stands out as a true gem from the past. Another factor that adds intrigue is how these coins were used in everyday life. This penny may have passed through countless hands, bought candy, paid for newspapers, or sat quietly in a drawer for decades. Each mark and tone tells a silent story of the era it lived through. From post-war optimism to the rise of modern America, this coin was there, witnessing history one transaction at a time. Collectors today appreciate the 1958 wheat penny not just for its age, but for what it represents. It symbolizes the end of a classic design, the strength of American minting, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone who just discovered an old penny in a jar, this coin invites curiosity and admiration. The copper composition of the coin also adds to its charm. Unlike modern pennies, which use different metals, the wheat pennies were struck primarily in copper, giving them a warm, rich tone that ages beautifully over time. Many collectors feel that the look and feel of these older coins simply cannot be matched by newer issues. As interest in historical coins continues to grow, so does the appreciation for pieces like the 1958 wheat penny. It stands as a bridge between generations, connecting the past to the present through something as simple as a 1-cent coin. Its story is not loud or flashy, but it is deep, meaningful, and full of character. Now, as we reach the end of this journey, it is time to talk about value. For collectors, understanding worth is just as exciting as learning history. Based on collector interest, condition, and demand, this particular coin holds a recognized value in the market.